Hello everybody, it's been a while. I've been told it's been 3 months since I've been released to give you a little update about everything that's going on. So welcome to Battle Systems. I'm Colin, as many of you may know, but if you don't, I'm Colin. There you go. So I have been tasked to talk to you about stuff, and if anyone has seen any of my videos before, you'll know that I'm just going to waffle my way through it. But I have got some cool stuff to show you. So first of all, I'll start by saying that I have got some new sneak peeks of some stuff that we've showed you before, things like a new building that I show you that's, you know, none of this is out now, you know, it's all under prototype, etc., but we're going to work our way towards it. And I've got some new character designs and stuff, which is the buildings and everything are going to be really cool. They're going to expand our range, but also compatible with Maladam, which is fantastic. And I've got specific Maladam little sneak peeks to show you of some cool new characters, and even a couple of mounts, which is going to be pretty cool. So I'm happy to really just share a couple of, again, just sneak peeks, just to whet the appetite, as it were. Before I do all of that, one of the other reasons I'm supposed to be here is to talk about 2 new products that we've got coming out, which are, as I'm sitting here now, are not out, or this Sewers is out, but this one isn't. But it doesn't matter, because when you're looking at this, everything's out. I've been told, just say everything's out. So everything is out. We've got it all here. We're not talking about this. I don't know what that's doing there. So first of all, let's have a little dive into the Sewers. I've got 3 products actually: the Sewers, and then I've also got Oblivions Maw. There's also an archive set which is currently out now, which is really cool as well. But we're not going to go into detail. That's a smaller set. You can find that on the website. It's really cool. But I just want to talk about the Sewers. We have done a Sewers before when we had our original dungeon, etc. This is obviously, you know, years and years later, learnt millions of things. We're all better people for it, and this is an absolutely fantastic set. So you'll be able to see it's hopefully without the reflections. But I'm just going to talk about one of my favourite things to do with the Sewers, which was similar with our first Sewers as well, which you can't get anymore anyway, so it doesn't matter. There you go. This is our Sewers set, which is really cool. And I don't know how big this is going to be, but maybe Tom will put a couple of pictures sweeping across while I'm talking, just to make his editing job a little bit harder. You can really just fill up the whole of your dungeon terrain or your Maladam catacombs with this sewer, and it's, for that alone, it's just brilliant. What I like about the Sewers is that when we do this stuff, I try to make sure that we get the we give it some kind of 3D effect. So what we've done with the Sewers is, you can see there's multiple different, you know, parts to it, different shapes, but effectively they're these sewer tiles, right? But on each sheet, what we're also doing is, for every sewer tile, we're adding in these little bits of, these extra little pieces here, which you can, with a tiny little bit of blue tack or something that's going to be, blue tack's ideal, right? So I'm just going to say blue tack. Other brands of sticky low thingy tack are available. Okay, so and by putting these on here, it gives this a real little bit of depth for the bringing the Sewers to life. You don't want to glue these on, because on the other side we've also got, across the entire set, you can set it up as lava as well. So once you start putting these together with all the windy bits and the little bridgy bits that go over the top and stuff, this for me is one of, you know, it just changes the feel of the dungeon instantly, in the same way, you know, the mines, which is, have we got the mines out, Tom, or not? Not yet, so there's no mines. But when they come out, that's another one with the tracks and everything that just really kind of transforms your set. So that's really cool. So the Sewers is absolutely out now as this video goes live. You should totally get it. It's absolutely brilliant. I love it. It just brings everything to life. But it's obviously compatible with Maladam as well, but it's compatible with, you know, any D&D and everything else. But let me show you Oblivions Maw as well. And if I'm rushing, I've got, look, have a look at this. Look, I've got this thing Tom's given me, which started at 15 minutes. My last video was 17 minutes. I'm supposed to, like, you know, keep these videos short. I think it's supposed to be 10 minutes. So I said, set it for 15 and I'll do my best. So I've got Oblivions Maw, which is an expansion for Maladam. Obviously, it's got loads of cool miniatures and bits of terrain and everything in it, which are going to be useful for many different games. But this is a very specific, including rules, etc., from Maladam, which has got a load of contents in it. Well, I'm just going to have a little dive into here as well, because why would I not? You've got your usual thing. You've got your rule book here, and you've got some cardboard, specifically this one first, which is a whole bunch of new equipment that is usable for crafting and for new equipment that's not part of any of the other sets. So this sheet alone is really cool. And you've got the character cards for some of the cool minis and stuff you get in it. Then you've got a much thicker block here, which is a bunch of terrain. This is really good because it's the same. We've used the same textures as Maladam in the catacombs, but we've added a lot of kind of greenery to it, so it really pops. And this is to represent the magic affects the area. It kind of creates, well, it creates these portals and things, but also creates life, and so it gets a little bit overgrown and stuff like that. Then in the bottom here, you've got the usual little bit, which has got this nice matte black vacuum tray. Don't eat that. And then if I lift this up, we've got miniatures and cards and things. Go away. We've got some special secret large cards, which are for, what are these for again, Tom? I've forgotten. Side quests. Side quests, brilliant. Thank you, Tom.
Campaign tracker as well.
A campaign tracker as well. Oh yeah, because of the campaign that's in the box, which is in the rule book, which is really, really cool. A whole bunch of event cards as well, which is going to really kind of give you more events and more interesting things that you can do. I've mentioned it a million times before, but like when I play Core Space and Maladam, I like to just shuffle in all of the event cards into one just big deck, and just have the expansions nearby. And I might get through the game and the card doesn't come out and nothing happens, but I just like to have the possibility of like anything from the set that I've got could just come in, rather than saying, oh, this time I'm going to play in Oblivions Maw, or this time I'm going to do the other stuff. So I'm going to put that in there. I'm going to put those down there. There's quite a chunky little bunch of cards there. It says on the back how much you get, but there's got to be a good 15 cards there, which are really good. And there's already a bunch of cards in the set anyway. Then you've got the miniatures. So we've got they're not mimics, right? Okay, but it's kind of a bit like a mimic in the fact that there's an element of what comes through the portal can't hold itself in place, so it has to attach itself to objects, which then mutates the objects. So we've got like the chest here with all the bits and all the tentacles coming out and the teeth, and then we've got like a doorway here. It's got some awesome textures on this. I love the texture on the doorway with all the tentacles coming out. So you open a door, it doesn't mean necessarily it's going to be the exit that you wanted. Again, following on the theme of Maladam, we've got some of these smaller little, very small based items which can kind of mount up on you and do a lot of damage. And then the centerpiece of the set, which is the big, it's not Annihilator, what's it called? Come on. The what? What? Oh, the Corruptor. Yeah, you've got to be louder, Tom. Corruptor. He's trying to stay off camera. So, yeah, the Corruptor. So when this stuff is designed and I've done the original drawings and all this, I just called it like the Tentacle Beast, and the whole expansion was just called Tentacles. But eventually it goes through this process of like, well, we're going to rename this. And at that point, I'm working on something else. So I'm not very good with the names of these things. But this is the Tentacle Beast, right? This is the Corruptor. And one of the great things I wanted to do with this was that when you're kind of slotting in the different tentacles that build this thing up into this huge thing, because it doesn't have its own dashboard, we actually use this to track the health. So you can't really kill this thing until you've hacked off all the health of the tentacles, and then you can get inside and actually just like kill this thing. So from a mechanic point of view, I really love the mechanics of how that particularly works. Let's put it in the box the right way. So this is really good, and you've got some little bases here as well, which are great because these tentacles can, the foreshadowing, as it were, can actually just appear before you get the main boss anyway, and they can cause you some trouble. They'll just come through their own little portal, and they'll like tap you on the shoulder, and then say hey, and probably cause a lot of damage. Okay, so we've got these, plus you've got some plastic clips, and you've also got two custom dice as well, which means that the Tentacle Beast, the Corruptor, is actually going to do a lot more interesting things. It can grab you and swing you around and bash you about and do all sorts of manner of stuff to you. So those are two really good sets. You've got the terrain with the sewers, which is great. Use it anywhere, and then you've got obviously a very specific to Maladum expansion, which you can also use for lots of other things, but of course it's mainly a Maladum expansion. Okay, so that's really cool. I'm doing pretty well. I'm at 4 minutes and 43 seconds, so that gives me hopefully around about that amount of time to give you a couple of sneak peeks of some stuff that's going. Am I supposed to be speaking into this? Okay, so what have I got? I've got I just worried this is going to fall off. I should have just stuck it like on my belt or something. Okay, we have showed you some buildings before. I think in white copy we showed you one that's a finished that had textures on it. So here's another one which is still obviously in prototype stage, but is also textured up prototype stage, which is really cool. This is like a small tavern, as it were. Really love this building. Along the same things as before, it doesn't use any clips of any description. There's a few little tweaks and things that we need to do with this. Some of the lighting is a little bit strong on it, and some texture tweaks, but you know, I thought, well, we can still show you this. I'm not going to go into too much detail, because when it's completely finished, we can do like a spotlight video or something like that on this. Can we do that? I don't know. Tom's nodding, so he's like, yeah, great content. Thank you, Colin. Eventually. So, but as with all of our buildings, you know, the roofs come off, and we've kind of kept the theme of making sure that the furniture and everything you need is kind of in here. So I can show you, you know, in very dodgy camera work style, the kind of interior there, where you've got like, you know, you can see like little beds and bits and pieces like that. So that kind of thing. And you've also got the floor down from that here, where you've got this open area. Oops, put that back on. Got to be a little bit careful how I tilt this, because the prototype has got a couple of little bits that we need to, but you can see in here that we've got a little area where you've got some tables and chairs, and the main kind of central piece there, plus another little area under there, canopy, doors and windows open as per everything. Little fireplace stove in there. Oh, I haven't seen that fireplace stove before, in the corner there. That's pretty cool. So this was a building that I put together probably I don't know, probably it feels like a month ago, so like 3, and I passed it over to one of our guys, John, and he's kind of filled that up with all the cool stuff inside and made a few tweaks based on, you know, I was like, oh, here's this building, but also I didn't get around to making this bit in the corner work, so just make that work. Well done, enjoy that. And then it's been textured up by Michael as well, our team. So, and so actually this first time today I've seen this finished and textured up. So I'm really happy with this building. This is really cool. And you know, we'll keep showing you sneak peeks of this until we can give you the big splash of the, you know, the full set and, you know, Kickstarter dates and all that kind of thing. So I'll move that off to one side. So that's very terrain based, right? That's the cool terrain stuff. And even though we have got expansions for Maladum, you know, just releasing now, we've also got new content never seen before, which is so that when our expansion content is done, we can then release actually new things. Couple of things that we're doing, which should be interesting, is one of the things that we did in Maladum was, oh my god, I've got like 1 minute and 6 seconds here, so I'm going to overspill a little bit, but just enough to show you stuff, and then I promise I'll disappear. But we've got a little bit of an interesting thing is that what we did in Maladum versus Core Space is that rather than say things like the Purge and deal specifically with the name of an adversary, we called them adversaries on things like event cards and things like that. So those cards could then be used in expansions. So what I'm leading to is that we've got a new adversary race, for want of a better word. I don't know if that's right. And so I can give you a little sneak of one of those characters. But we've also got some kind of much more kind of normal kind of villagey people, if you like, you know, much more sort of townsfolk, or adventurers, but, you know, more towny adventurers. And they they come with mounts as well, so we're going to have some mounts for you, which is really, really cool. It's just going to go off in 11 seconds and make an alarming noise. That's awesome. Okay. I feel like a lot of pressure is going to be gone when this is done, so I'm just going to watch this count down. 2, 1, excellent.
I immediately regretted putting it in front of you.
but it has kept me moving, right? Okay. Otherwise, I'll be here for half an hour. You know what my live streams are like. Okay, so here's one. Here's a start. Here's a little sneak peek. I'm going to start with this guy, very kind of town folky, and he's all about the explosives. So expect some interesting kind of raw stuff going on there. Normally, I'm showing you my sketches, but these are actually finished sketches from artwork, finished artwork for from Nick Greenwood from the US, who's an awesome artist. He's been with us. Well, he's been working with us very kindly for a long time. Totally check Nick Greenwood out. He's absolutely amazing. Here's another. Oh, whoa, steady. Let's not show you stuff you're not supposed to see. Why has it got a play button on here? There, it's gone. Okay, I think I'm on some sort of slideshow. I'll be very careful that I don't show you. And then we've got this really cool character here. I can't tell you the characters' names because I named them something crappy, I think. And then someone else who's good with words is going to have to give them proper names. Oh, was that sideways? I can see. There you go. Oh, I should do it like that way. That's really, really cool. So we've got that lovely person. Oh, that's interesting. That's older stuff, right? That's core space. We've got this guy. We've got that person. Can't show you that. This is a quail from that's another character coming from to Maladum soon. Really love this character. Lots of interesting things going on here. A little bit of range stuff going on here as well, which is right up my street. Very happy with that. Then I've got no. I can show you this guy. It's rather colourful. This is one of our mounts. Okay, so this will be taking the place of, you know, a steed, as it were, a horse. No horses in Maladum, or dogs. Sorry about that. We've got this particular mount here. I am not going to show that one. Yeah, that's too much. I'm giving you too much. Can I make that smaller? Let's not mess with it. So he's clipped off slightly. And here's another mount, as it were, which is kind of really, really cool. Love this. I just love this. Love the design of this guy. Okay, so townsfolk and mounts. I'm not going to speak too much about the adversary, but I'm going to show you a couple of sneak peeks. Menus. Whoa, why is that not working? Okay, on camera I'm going to have to delve into here and see if I can do this. I'd like to say Tom's going to edit this out, but I know he's not. So then I've got this character here.
You've got a slideshow at the bottom.
Have I got a slideshow? That's fine. They can't see that, right?
I'll punch into it, so.
Excellent. Well done, Tom.
No, not on purpose.
He's just trying to give away the secrets. This is a cool character. Maybe that'll give you a hint to what's coming. I think did I show some sketches anyway?
You showed the big one. The
big one, yeah. So you can get a kind of a sort of feral kind of orky vibe out of this. And I want to show you, this guy rides a mount, which is really cool, but I don't think, I've only got this weird zoomed in close up. Oh, there we go, I can do it this way. And here is the mount, which actually shows that the mount itself, you might think that mount is absolutely huge, but that's kind of normal size, which gives you an indication of how small the first guy is. He's a much smaller guy, and it might be that we'll have 2 or 3 of these guys on the back. So you've got then the problem of the little riders, 3 or 4 on a beast, and also the issue of you know, the beast itself. So that obviously I've spilled over. Apologies to everybody, but that is some of the really cool stuff that's coming. Tom, have I forgotten anything? Tom's shaking his head. So I will put myself back to the wherever I've got to do, working on Project Penguin at the moment, which I've not spoken about, which is why we had that thing I've thrown over there. I think Tom always expects if I put a penguin there, I might speak about it, which I am speaking about it, which is fair. But I'm not going to show you. I've done some really cool stuff with that just this week, actually, and I've printed and put it together for the first time, and I'm really, really happy about it. So I shouldn't really be speaking about it because I'm just not going to show you. But I have got that cool stuff coming as well. So maybe I can include that in a later update, on my next update, as it were. So I'm going because I'm waffling. But thank you very much. Hopefully that's a good lot of information in between all the waffle, and you'll be excited to grab the Sewers and the Oblivions Maw with the Corruptor in it. Yep, awesome. Cheers for that, everybody, and until next time, happy gaming.